Hello everyone, I'm Brian Croydragon, and welcome to the summer season of Vox Adventures. Yes? E-time back or no? Okay, guess not. So, what have I been up to? Oh, jeez. I've been reading, I've been reading Lamort to Arthur for so long that, it's, it's what I'm still reading. Yes. I watched The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance recently. What? Yes, Alex. Can you sit? Preferably. No, this is okay. So yeah, still reading Lamort to Arthur. Watched The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance. I love the original Dark Crystal film, which Age of Resistance is a prequel to. Great fantasy film. I'm writing as always. Working on the third story in the Alexander Le Caracol series. Alexander Le Caracol meets Miltiades, the Canada Lynx. Yeah, Miltiades is one of our animal villains. And it's going past the usual 10 chapter thing. The usual 10 chapter limit, but I have gone past 10 chapters in the past. As always, I'm doing a little bit of editing on my stories, so even for things like in the background, like my Bible, I call it, for the Bible is for my stories. So Herr von Fell, who's going to be the main human villain of the series, is now 68 years old as opposed to 38. He's a obviously German. He's a veteran of the Franco-German War and had to flee Germany in around 1909. Why? Because, let me put it this way. He could get away with killing his father and brothers under the reign of Kaiser Wilhelm I. He could not get away with killing his daughter's suitor during the reign of Kaiser Wilhelm II. So yeah, had to flee Germany. To avoid execution. The characters Herman Petit and Verna Gillespie, they were originally supposed to be students of Captain Smith, like current students. So, but they've been moved from the second batch, who are currently at Quebec Castle, from the first batch. So they're 19 years old, and they don't actually appear until Alexander Le Caracol meets Mercedes the Canada Lynx. There's a total of 5 former students, previous students from the first batch, however you want to describe it. I mean, obviously, there's Herman and Verna, who are engaged. There are the married Timothy and Colette Covington. And then there's Adolph Marx, older brother of Burton Marx, one of the current students, who, well, when he debuts, he'll have fallen in with Herr von Fell. I'm always planning ahead. Excuse me. Verna was initially going to be. She was initially meant to be Canadian with a Turkish mother, but I've decided that she should be British. Her father is deceased, much like Alan's. Alan being the nephew of Captain Smith, the owner of Quebec Castle, which is actually a country house, a monumental country house. The name and the fact, the name and all that, inspired by Blenheim Palace, yes, Blenheim, I'm pretty sure it is, which is it's a monumental country house, and it's been used in many films. It's been used in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. It's been used in Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet. It's even been used in his Cinderella. It's been used in the 1994 screen adaptation of Black Beauty, and it's just an amazing place. So that's one of the reasons why I elected to model the primary location in the series after Blenheim Palace. It's just an incredible place, and it appears in some of my favorite films. I mean, I'm a Kenneth Branagh fan, I'm a Tarzan fan, Black Beauty's my favorite film. So yeah, it really makes sense. And as for Herr von Fell, I can't remember, I'd have to consult my Bible, but this is why I make Bibles, so I have all these notes written So I have all of these notes somewhere. Excuse me. And I'm not. And when I get around to writing, I'm not sitting there thinking, okay, what's this character's home? What's his or hers or theirs? You get the idea. I have everything figured out. And I'm still figuring it out to some extent. Things change. Herr von Fell, yeah, he's 68, not 38 now. And a lot of that would have to be just how much the character of Von Richter from Jumanji the animated series inspired me. I mean, how many Imperial German big game hunters can you name in fiction? And sure, with Jumanji it's more aesthetic than anything else. But still, that's pretty much it. I found an aesthetic. I found a character with a proper aesthetic, and I just ran with it. I'm always looking for inspiration. And him being 68, that's how old his voice actor, Alan Oppenheimer, was at the time. Of course, due to the Dracy needle gun going out of fashion back in the 1870s and the setting being 1916, I've had it so Herr von Fell has taken up bow hunting because honestly being riddled to death by a crossbow is 1,000 times more terrifying than just being shot with a gun. Holy Enderman. And my mom's boyfriend's daughter thinks they're cute, but I don't see it. Got the Halloween mashup pack for Bedrock this month. If I remember correctly, the Endermen are Slenderman. Of course. Of course. Oh, and if you're wondering what the chickens are, they are rats. Big ass rats. Anyway, been working on some other stories as well, which you can read on Wattpad, hoping I can get them published someday. Is my aunt even done editing the Crown Chevalier? Oh, I don't know. That was years ago. Back in the 10s. So anyway, I've been working on my fantasy story, The Divine Deucalion of Aether. 11 out of 20 chapters done. The main antagonist, Taurus Minor, has not appeared yet. He's now called Taurus Minor instead of just Taurus, and of course for those familiar with Roman naming conventions, since I'm pretty much basing Aetherian culture off of the ancient world, Minor it pretty much tells you everything. His father was named Taurus, so his father was Taurus Major. And it's not the only case Major or Minor had been used. Older brother, older brother, younger brother, older sister, younger sister, yeah. Basically, if they had the same, there are cases of them having the same name, so Major and Minor. And also working on Carchemish, the Carchemish series, the first book in the series, Resurrection. And of course this series is meant to be a throwback to the shows of my youth, more accurately my childhood. So nothing before I was 13 years old. So no references to Avatar or anything like that. So, with the Carchemish series, as I said, throwback to the shows of my youth. I mean, sure, it's going to be a book series, but still, that's basically how it's going to be. That's where my inspiration comes from. So, the aesthetic is primarily 1940s. Television is more 1950s, uniforms are 1960s, helicopters are 1980s, but everything else is 1940s. This is pretty much inspired by Batman the Animated Series. Which, again, show I watched in my childhood. I've got the DVDs, and I love them. And oh, where am I going with that? And while superhero shows were very much common in my childhood, especially for me to watch, excuse me, I've of course chosen to give myself some restrictions. For instance, aside from mad scientists, no supervillains. Yes, I know that's strange, but still. I want to make the paranormal antagonists seem more dangerous. Oh, the 90s, when you could say the word Nazis on television. And yeah, I'm actually, let's face it, Nazis were villains. They were, there's the Gargoyles episode MIA, where Goliath travels back in time to the Blitz, and the character Griff outright refers to the enemy as Nazis. Yeah, no censorship there, except for the no swastika thing, but you know. Where am I? Yeah, gonna... my aesthetic is gonna be more post World War II, so... Uh, if you're familiar with Batman the Animated Series, it's... especially before they made it in line with Superman the Animated Series, yeah, aesthetic aside, they pretty much had an inconsistent time period. Beware the Grey Ghost, established as 1992. The Crime Doctor, established as 1948, and that's basically what I'm going with for having the calendars say, even though it doesn't. I'm never actually. In my mind, that's what the calendars say. I'm never going to actually have. I'm never actually going to have the year be stated. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm although with the aesthetic being primarily 1940s, the feeling when it's not modern, it's I mean, there's gonna be pretty much a lot of post World War II feelings, and let's face it, we're all living in a post World War II world. We're living in a lot of post things. We're post Trojan War. When you take into account that the traditional date was 1194 to 1184 BCE, post Norman conquest of England world, post World War One world. Yeah, a lot of posts type of worlds we're living in. And because I'm setting it in Canada, yeah, just like America had its own branch of Nazis, Canada had its own branch too. Good lord, pretty much everywhere did. And I'm sorry, I'm just saying, yeah, Nazi spy, common thing, but having them come straight from Germany, not being from one of their regional branches, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It just makes more sense for them to come from... Oh, I don't... Yes, Alex. Yeah, well, as I'm saying, it just makes more sense for them to be from a regional branch. Neville Sinclair in The Rocketeer. He could have just come from the Friends of Germany or whatever the hell it was called. Didn't have to have, I don't know, some German airship showing up. Hey. So... Hey. You're fine. So yeah, the National Unity Party, that's who the Nazis are, will be in this case. The Blue Shirts they were also called. Hey! What's the matter with you? And besides that, I'm also going to be taking inspiration from They're they're more paranormal based. The Nazis more paranormal based things. Excuse me one moment. Yeah, as I was saying, take inspiration from their more paranormal, or what we call science fiction type things. Because let's face it, the Nazis, they got up to, besides the depravity and, well, depravity is pretty much the depravity and barbarity, and they got up to some pretty weird stuff. With some people thinking they were using alien technology, or apparently even in some cases trying to get demons to possess corpses. I mean, yeah, I know, that sounds dark, but let's face it, there's been a bit of horror in there's a bit of horror in a lot of things. Obviously something I grew up with was Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but even though Scooby-Doo has always been a bit on the comedy side, it can get pretty scary itself. I remember being scared at times watching Scooby-Doo as a kid. Hey. The Mummy, the Minor 49er. Yeah, there's... Scooby-Doo was basically meant to be something less violent, but apparently not less scary was not something in consideration when making it in the 60s. Oh jeez, where am I? Not like I even know. Like I even know where I am. I'm stuck. I'm pretty much walking around in circles at this point. What I want my human villains to be is for the most part everyday things. And of course, unfortunately, yeah, that can be pretty scary. Like, racists, yeah, that's something that appears a lot. I mean, X-Men obviously that dealt with racism. A more science fiction version, but still racism. And so I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe after my time, after my childhood, but I can pay homage to the Superman story arc from the radio show. Clan of LaFar Quash in its comic book adaptation, Superman smashes the Clan this way. But not directly. Because, as I said, X-Men prejudice had come up in Gargoyles. And again, bringing up the MIA episode, there's actual human racists who, one of them who even says, go back to where you came from and keep England pure. Yeah, good lord, I hate people like that. And obviously, basing them off of the KKK, yeah. Shockingly enough, Canada had its own branch of the KKK. They've been labeled as a terrorist group, but that doesn't mean they're gone, unfortunately. Are they gone? God, I hope so. Those hypocrites who claim to be peaceful blew up a church back in the 1920s. All about upholding the Britishness of Canada. And they were really strict about membership. Members had to be British, they had to be not Jewish. They had to be Protestant, and yeah, that church I brought up, Roman Catholic. And people died. Even destroyed a university at one point. Yeah, they tried to separate themselves from their American counterparts. Look how well that ran out. Good lord, I hate doing research on those bastards. I end up doing research on them and I eventually end up thinking I might vomit. Because let's face it, I hate these people. Hate them. I know this is getting more serious than you were probably thinking. You probably thought I was going to be doing some film commentary or something like that, but yeah, eventually, maybe for tomorrow's recording, but good lord. I hate these people. Hate them. Oh, jeez. I mean, something interesting I've found out is that the first incarnation didn't use the robes, the hoods, and the cloak. Cloak? What the hell? The cross burning. I mean, honestly, from a strategic standpoint, the cross burning is pretty stupid. It pretty much just announces, it's us! And yeah, that's pretty damn stupid. And yeah, they did wear masks, but they were pretty much homemade. Some of the pictures I looked at pretty much looked like burlap sacks, kind of. So I'm looking forward to making a comment about how racists like that are usually expected to be wearing bed sheets, leading to maybe a comment of maybe they're on a budget, and the next, and then coming the question, what kind of a budget can't afford bed sheets? Yeah, jeez. I hate them, I hate them. Yeah, I'm basically using the no cross burning and the homemade masks thing because let's face it, I. Alex? You're okay. You okay? You okay, Alex? Alex? Where are you? Basically going with the no cross burning and the burlap sack wearing route because yeah, everyone knows what the plan looks like, and I don't know, try something different, go back to that early look they had, which made them look like idiots. I mean, anyone who wears a burlap sack on their head is pretty much an idiot. Of course, there are people who wear bed sheets. Anyway, let's move on from that. Gonna do a send up to Scooby Doo, but in a different way. Gonna go to its forerunners like the Jules Verne story, The Castle in Transylvania, and The Hound of the Baskervilles, and a bit of the original show. Because the villains could be genuinely terrifying in the original show, and for the darker, and for the later shows that want to be darker, and that's basically a return to form. A show being for kids does not mean that the villains cannot be menacing. Yeah, I've met people who think that family entertainment should not have menacing characters in it, and I think bullshit. It's ugh, really. That's what you think. Hey. Characters like Family Entertainment has always had menacing characters. Characters like, oh, I don't know, Captain Hook. And keep in mind, the character was created for a play. Hey, baby. How are you feeling? I mean, yeah, I like slice of life, but I also like having my menacing characters. And I don't know, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I don't want uh, the adventures of Alexander and the Caracon to be just slice of life. I mean, I had that thought up well uh, very early on. Uh, Herr Fell, yeah, he went through a few incarnations before I finally agreed on him being German. But I pretty much always had big game hunter and circus owner as his occupations. Being scared when it comes to entertainment is interesting. We hate it, but at the same time we love it. It's a strange paradox. Strange paradox indeed. I remember being, what was I when I was probably 10. Yeah, I think I was definitely 10 when we got Rogers Cable and I discovered Discovery Kids. Sadly, the channel doesn't exist anymore. I watched Mystery Hunters and Truth or Scare all the time, and um, be it at night or during the day, yeah, and there are documentaries, but even a documentary that looks into that sort of stuff can be scary. Looking into things like ghosts, cryptids, aliens, the paranormal, basically, it can be scary. It really can, but at the same time, maybe besides the educational stuff, maybe that's why I kept coming back. I wanted to be scared. Hell, maybe that's why we always come back. As I said, it's a paradox. We dread the scary stuff, but at the same time, we're drawn to it. Mystery Hunters and Truth or Scare doesn't. Neither of those scare me anymore. I mean, yeah, they don't scare me anymore, but Truth or Scare. The basic premise is that you're reformatting other documentaries into for younger audiences, for a family audience. But Stone Castle Ghosts of Ireland, the Elemental of Castle Lep, what we call it. I mean, good lord, even coming back to that as an adult is a bit unnerving. Did a commentary on that with Minnie and Ash. I outright said that thing gave me nightmares as a kid. It doesn't give me nightmares now, but there's just something about it that's unnerving. You know, good lord, watch the episode, watch the original Castle Ghosts of the British Isles series, which 4 of those episodes were reformatted from, you know, introduce these sorts of documentaries to to a family audience, a younger audience. Yes, Alex, please. Lay down on my arm, bro. Right. Ash, she said, that's creepy. I don't like that. It's just, yeah. There's a lot of things that make some people question if something is truly for kids or not. I look at that episode of Truth or Scare and I say to myself, I'm not sure that was something that should have been left in. I mean, yes, reformatting something for a younger audience. They were doing that for the Walking With series, you know, Walking with Dinosaurs, Walking with Prehistoric Beasts. I mean, I had watched the original documentaries and didn't find the violence or anything like that off-putting. Do you remember the North American broadcast of Walking with Dinosaurs or Walking with Prehistoric Beasts? Good lord, that was long ago. I don't understand it. Like, you know what they did? They replaced Kenneth Branagh's narration with someone else. Some persons. Like, I don't even know. I don't even remember. It was a woman. Some woman for walking with prehistoric beasts, and I don't even remember for walking with dinosaurs. Who knows? I mean, what's the point in replacing the narration? It's already in English. It's already in English. What's the point of replacing the narration? It just makes no sense at all. And of course, Walking with Dinosaurs came out, and a bunch of other documentaries followed suit, trying to compete with the success. And good lord, I can't even remember, like, there was one narrated by John Goodman, Dinosaurs in America, I think it was called. There was a mini-series, and can't remember. I think it was called Dinosaur Planet or something like that. Introduced me to Lepyroraptor, which was pretty cool. But they never tried to compete with Walking with Prehistoric Beasts. And I think that's probably because they knew they couldn't. Everyone I've talked to, every article I've read, it's pretty much in agreement that Walking with Prehistoric Beasts, that's the best part of the series. And that is definitely my opinion on it. Documentaries about dinosaurs are legion. And that's probably what makes Walking with Prehistoric Beasts so special and unique. It's because things like that, documentaries about prehistoric mammals, it's not something you see every day. It's not, they're not legion, there's not a surplus of them. there was a semi, I don't know, uh, maybe some competitor series that aired on Discovery. It was called Extinction, and well, it dealt with prehistoric mammals, of course, but always a different one each episode. The Irish elk, more commonly called Megalosaurus, woolly mammoth, saber-toothed cat, Smilodon specifically. Um, yeah, it's there was also Raising the Mammoth. Does anyone remember that? Has to do with the mammoths and frozen mammoths in Siberia or Russia. Where is Siberia anyway? Pretty sure it's a region rather than a country. Geographical region, I don't know. You gonna lay down on my arm again? Yes you are, Alex. I'm sure this is not something you were expecting from me. I mean, yeah, I know I talk about a wide manner of things, but that's what I've been meaning to talk about. I've had these topics planned for a while. And I do recommend Superman Smashes the Clan. It's a great read. I also recommend Gargoyles, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men the Animated Series, which I'm actually watching on Disney Plus. I also recommend The Rocketeer. It's a great movie. Yeah, should look into finding some more collections of the comics. What will I talk about tomorrow? Oh, who knows? Well, that's all for today, everyone. I'm Brian Croydragon signing out. Stay straight.